Hey, good morning, folks. Check it out. Snowing again. Of all days, today, Wade and I were going to go over to this site where I was given access to some wood. It belongs to an older lady, and she's helping us out by giving us wood, but we're also helping her out by clearing out her lot. Not quite sure if we're going to take his chipper out there that he affectionately calls Tank. Former Army guy, of course, he had to call it Tank. But we also need to cut down some trees around his property where he's building his new house. It's unfortunately the power lines are coming right over those trees, so we're going to have to cut them down. So I figured I'd bring you along for a weekend in the countryside. Some Americans living over here in the countryside. Hopefully you enjoy it. I think it'll be kind of fun just so you get to see the kind of things that we do or that you could do as well if you decide to kind of pursue this lifestyle. And also next weekend, my wife and I, we're flying to Tokyo to the RV show in there in Tokyo, 2026 RV show. We went 2 years ago. Huge, all day long window shopping. Hopefully you enjoy that video. So far, that video from 2 years ago still keeps on chugging along. People still watching it. So I think it's a very popular topic. So yeah, let's go ahead. Gonna swing by the store, get some snacks, some drinks, head on over to Wade's place. We will decide if we're gonna chip the branches today or tomorrow, or just cut the trees today. All right, let's do this. And here we are at Wade's site. Here shortly I'm going to go in there and also check out the progress. But if you have been following us along, you know that I have been covering the construction of this beautiful home here in the countryside. He had to clear out all this bamboo. If you are new, please check out those videos. It's really interesting, the process and how they raise the beams and everything. But look at this, absolutely gorgeous. He's going to have a beautiful home right here. But unfortunately, here in front of us are the trees that we have to cut down because the power lines are going to come right across right over here. But let's wait for him to arrive and get ready. You can see here how they overlap and then they fill it with caulking. And most of the insulation is on the walls. And then under the floor, there's that blue foam insulation. You also have insulation on the top. And they have also stained right here. Last time we were here, it was just a natural color. And then the edges right here are going to be painted black, the trim. This is the side where the electrical panel will be at. And that is why today we're going to cut down those trees. They are persimmon trees right there. Really, they produce a lot of fruit, unfortunately. But the electrical is going to come in from that way. This will be on the septic tank, which is this right here. And the service is really good. Even here in town, we're in a small town. They come and they inspect it once a year, and then they service it throughout the year. And then they will let you know if it needs extra servicing. That is the type of service that we have as well. You ready for this? Good morning.
Good morning.
You ready? I guess we're cutting down those trees, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Smell. They also check how high it is to determine how.
So we're gonna cut down
4 trees.
4 trees. Those 4 in a row right there.
Yeah. They're really good fruit-bearing trees. Yeah.
Yep. You're doing a fine job, Jeff. Trying to keep it from reaching this wall over here because it's a very, very old wall. It's a stone wall, but we're trying to keep it from hitting his rice fence. There it goes. Perfect. Campechine. Good job, man.
That's pretty good. 927.
I think the fence will be all right.
Starting to snow again. A little frozen. Well, we got all of that done. So let's go check out inside the house. That was pretty good because he needed to get this done for his electricity. And here, probably in the next couple months, this house should be done. It looks like they're working on the stairs now. Wow, look at that. Custom made in place. All the insulation material. And this foam material is what is under the floor. Gorgeous view from here. I admire this one every single time. Wow, this one is taking shape too. Look at this. Konnichiwa. Oh, look at that. これはこのまま? 綺麗ね. Wow. 寒い? Yeah, so here also the pre-cut for the sliding doors. So ne. Ah, この断熱はの2枚になってるここに。
全部2枚にします。
全部2枚。うわ
全部2枚。
壁も
壁は1枚です。
1枚。
天井は全部2枚です。
2枚。Okay. So I just noticing that insulation that they have 2 layers. And he said everything is 2 layers on the ceiling and 1 layer on the walls. well, let's go ahead and finish cleaning up over there. But that's the progress for today. Cleaned up over there. The house is coming along. All right, let's go ahead and call it a day. You guys done? You better hurry up. It has been about a week since we were out here, Wade, Jeff, and Onda-san, his neighbor, cutting down these trees right here. Well, they're no longer there, right? But there were some trees right here which were in the way for the power line. So we had to come over here and cut them. At the time, I got some progress update. I am back again. Let's see what kind of progress we have going on now. I see from last week, there are some gutters, and last week we're talking about not having gutters, but he does have some gutters right here. I can see it. And there's some, looks like that's paint right there. Wow, the trim looks really pretty. But yeah, let's go inside and check it out. And if you're wondering why you take off your shoes at a construction site even, is because, yeah, I still have the tradition of not wearing shoes inside the house. So with the crew, they do have their own construction shoes, which they only use in this area right here. But for myself, I come and visit and walk around in socks. But from last week, looks like we got the stairs. Oh, おはようございます。久しぶりですね。元気？元気。Whole bunch of sheetrock. And all the insulation is up for the most part. YouTube スターですね。もうすぐ9になる。Wow, 69 years old. He was one of the carpenters on our that worked in our house as well. And I have no idea how many years he has been working with Kayak-san, but probably about 30. And I'm pretty sure here's where the kitchen is going to be in this area. 大工さんも何年やってるんですか？そうね。50年50年50 years he's been a carpenter. Wow. And we're walking into the in-laws area. And for those that are, if this is your first time tuning in, this is a multi-generational house, meaning the in-laws are going to be living here as well. But pretty much it's its own unit, but connected through there. All the electrical plans. So right here where the sheetrock is at is going to be plastered with shikui, which is the natural lime plaster, and it looks like that these beams will be exposed. Very nice. And here you see the grooves for the shoji doors. Most likely it's going to be a tatami room right here. And over here probably like a Western style. All right, let's go upstairs. Oh wow, and it's actually, because it's split in half, it's actually really easy to come up. Ohayou gozaimasu. ちょっと寒いね。そうですね。 Wow, it's coming along really fast, really nice. Again, here you can see the exposed beams. Beautiful view from over here, from this balcony. So look at that. There's a gentleman over there planting rice, and Wade has several of these fields right down here. And next year we're going to do a rice planting series by a foreigner in Japan. He did it last year, his first time successful too. He has a mentor, a local mentor that obviously is showing him the ropes. Brackets for the gutters. Top of the rooftop is really nice. He mentioned something about Nagano style. I'm not really sure what that means. If anyone knows, let us know. Steve, Real Rural Japan, you're from Nagano. What do you know about something about the Nagano style house? Okay, let's go ahead and call this a wrap and wrap up this video, and then come back again for as we near completion, and then hopefully he does an open house. Once the house is complete, sometimes owners allow the builder to do an open house so that he can show his work. And I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be curious, because all these people over here, they can see this huge house being built. All right, folks, have a great day. Bye.